Make today iconic. What is up, guys? It's Upcome Sports here with the Portland Trailblazers Super Realistic Rebuild Part 1. Here are the objectives for the Blazers. Ultimately, we want to get to the NBA Finals. Here are the settings I'm going to be using for this and many of my other rebuilds. And if you guys are new to the channel, just know that I do use Trade Override to make most of my trades because it adds more realism. 2K is not really real with their trades. They ask too little or too much for a player, and I just try to make trades that I think are fair, and I also try to give my reasons for why I would make these trades after every big trade. I'm not going to do it for all the trades, but stick around to the end. There'll be a poll for you guys so you can vote on what we can do with this team. So here's the Blazers roster. We are in start today mode, so they are going to be 19 and 15 at the current standings. And they're doing pretty good. CJ McCollum, nice scorer, plays absolutely no defense though. Damian Lillard, we all know what he can do. And yeah, Nurkic is also a really good piece on a pretty good contract. But the rest of this team on really bad contracts, especially Evan Turner and Mo Harkless. And not to mention Lillard and McCollum eat most of the cap. So one thing that we are going to be using is storylines for the drafts. And if you guys don't know what this is, basically it allows for draft busts and sleepers. So RJ Barrett could turn out to be a 81 overall at his max potential. Zion could turn out to be a 99. So it just adds more realism. We are also going to be using player mentorship for these rebuilds. And if you guys don't know what this is, basically young players are going to be mentored by more experienced guys and try to teach them their badges and some of their skills. So we've got quite a bit of young guys: Gary Trent, Zach Collins, Anthony Simons, who is a project player, has some pretty good potential, but we don't know what they're going to turn out to be. So we're going to have them mentored by some pretty experienced guys, which we have a lot of. So here's the rotation for this season, and we're going to pretty much keep it the same as they have it in real life. So Evan Turner is going to start at small forward, which is not the best situation, but we're going to send Anthony Simons and Gary Trent to the G League. I'll try to sign someone and then send Gary Trent later. But system proficiency, we're going to stick with Terry Stotts. So here at the All-Star break, no surprise here, Damian Lillard on the All-Star team. He'll be on Team LeBron. So that'll be nice to see. So we're here at the trade deadline, and we're going to check out how we're doing. We're actually 23 and 30 right now, so we went on a huge losing streak. If you guys remember, we were 19 and 15 when we started. So this team's not looking too good at all, and our small forward position is really bad. So here we're going to be making a trade that I think could happen in real life, but the Blazers don't really make too many moves. So I don't think this will happen, but I do think that Terrence Ross will be moved at the deadline because he's on a really good season, shooting very good from the field and from three especially. So we're going to send Mo Harkless and a second-round pick to Orlando for Terrence Ross. So after the trade, this is the rotation we're going to go with. We are going to start Terrence Ross at the 3, and he actually goes up in overalls. So that's good, and that should help out our scoring a little bit. Although I don't know how good of a defender Terrence Ross is. So for this season, Giannis is going to win the MVP for the Bucks. Luka Doncic, Rookie of the Year. Anthony Davis, Defensive Player. And Steve Kerr, Coach of the Year. Let's see if Lillard made an All-NBA team. It looks like he did not. Neither did McCollum. And no one on a defensive team. I wouldn't expect that from a Portland Trailblazer, though. Standings, we did not make the playoffs. Unfortunately, we were a little bit better after the Terrence Ross trade, but not good enough to make the playoffs. We were just behind the Clippers and the Pelicans, also the Spurs, who did make the playoffs as the 8th seed. But checking out the player stats, no one had too good of a year. Terrence Ross continued to shoot very well. Zach Collins, nothing too special. So here, it's going to be a Raptors-Warriors finals. Usually this happens in the first season. So we'll see who takes it. Looks like the Warriors might take it, but the Raptors come back and the Warriors win in 7. In the lottery, it looks like we're going to have the 12th pick, and we do finish with the 12th pick in the draft. Since we have the 12th pick in the draft, we are going to be trading down to a team. I'm not sure who yet, but Evan Turner is on a one-year deal making $18 million, so we're going to have to trade him and also the 12th pick. And also Caleb Swanigan, who's a nice young piece, to Brooklyn, who has 2 first-round picks, 17 and 22. So we will increase our picks. We get 2 first-round picks, and then Brooklyn moves up 5 spots. So that's good for them. They're adding a lot of young pieces, and they have cap to absorb contracts. With the 17th pick in the draft, we are going to take DeAndre Hunter out of Virginia. He's a very good defender and can also score the ball a little bit. So, nice 3-and-D guy. Should be able to contribute right away. And with the 22nd pick, we are going to take Killian Tilly, another big man out of Gonzaga. As you guys know, Zach Collins was from Gonzaga. So, I don't know how good he's going to be, but I do know he's a versatile scorer. Can play the 3 as well. So here's the roster after the offseason, and we did manage to sign JaMychal Green with the cap that we cleared from Evan Turner. We didn't have enough money for any big-time free agents, which I don't know what we're going to have to do to sign some big-time free agents. We're probably going to have to make some trades or let people go, but DeAndre Hunter does have some pretty good potential. Solid enough to be the starter, but Terrence Ross is going to start for this season, and we will have DeAndre Hunter off the bench, so he'll contribute somewhat. And to be honest, we're pretty loaded at the wing position now, especially with our young guys coming up, and we're going to stick with the same. So at the All-Star break, pretty much a mirror image of last season. Damian Lillard again on Team LeBron. And here at the trade deadline, surprisingly no big injuries yet this whole video. But we are the 2nd seed currently, and we're doing really well. I did not think we would turn it around this fast, but with our additions, it looks like we're up there now. And we are going to be giving Damian Lillard an extension for 3 years if he wants to take it. And hopefully he's going to be our franchise point guard for the rest of this video, but who knows. So in this season, James Harden wins the MVP, Zion Rookie of the Year on the Cavs, Colin Sexton Most Improved, and the Rockets Coach of the Year. So let's see if Damian Lillard is on an All-NBA team. He is this season, averaging really good numbers with a bounce-back season, averaging what he normally averages at his peak level, and no one else on any awards, but we did finish as the 2nd seed. We were kind of fighting with the Rockets for the 1 seed for a bit, but the Rockets did take off towards the end, and we're looking pretty good. We're going to play the Dallas Mavericks, who added Jimmy Butler in the offseason, so that's going to be a very tough matchup. Player stats, you guys saw Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, a little bit of a down year. Terrence Ross, though, a really good season, again with the shooting averages. And Zach Collins improving. That's what we like to see out of our young players. DeAndre Hunter, a really nice season actually off the bench. So here is the Dallas Mavericks roster. Jimmy Butler having a pretty good season. Luka Doncic, we all know what he's going to give everyone. Doing a little bit of everything. They also added Nikola Mirotic and Dennis Smith Jr. playing pretty well. So let's get this playoff run started. Game 1 against the Mavericks. We win Game 1. Game 2, we don't care about that. We also win Game 2. Game 3, we also win, and that one's huge. Can we get the sweep? We do finish with a sweep against the Mavericks, so that's pretty nice after being swept by the Pelicans in real life 2 years ago. And Jimmy Butler had a nice series, but nothing too special. McCollum stepping up in this game. So did Lillard, and he shot very good in this series as well. So did McCollum. But we'll move on to the next series and see who we face. So in the second round, we are playing LeBron James and the Lakers. We all know what LeBron James is going to bring, but they also added DeMarcus Cousins in the offseason. And Kyle Kuzma really stepping up as their third option now. Brandon Ingram also still on this team. Lonzo Ball seems to be hurt. We are the higher seed, so hopefully we can put up a good enough fight against LeBron. We do lose game 1 here. Can we tie up the series? We do not. 2-0 down now. Can we make it a series at this point? 3-0 down now. Are we going to get swept? We're going to have to simcast and hop in, get some gameplay. But not looking too good right now. So we are down 12 with about 3 minutes left in this game. I don't expect to come back at all. Just hopped in to get some gameplay for you guys. Pull up mid-range. Lillard is cash. So we'll see what the Lakers can do here. 10-point game now. If we do get enough stops and enough shots, then we could close the gap a little bit and maybe bring it back. But Brandon Ingram, ISO, and he's going to get a bucket. Lakers here playing some pretty good defense. Nice pump fake. Get it to T-Ross. T-Ross, can we get something going? Just get to Lillard. Pull up. And it's cash again. Cousins in the post. He gets it inside. Lillard with a nice block. So we're going to push it here. See what we can get. Pick and roll with Damian Lillard. He's the master at that. Get it to Zach. Oh, wide open man. It was your Michael Green. Get a steal. Oh, poke the ball out. And they're going to get an open layup. Yep, that always happens in 2K. Let's run another pick and roll here. Myers Leonard and Dame Lillard. He's going to get a wide open dunk. Yes, he is. 7-point game with about 17 seconds left. Yeah, I don't think we're coming back in this one, but we're going to pull up right here. Oh, and we green it. 4-point game now. It is a 6-point game. We're going to try to get a 3 with McCollum. Nice pick. Wide open shot. And he just missed it. So the game is over now. Here are the stats for this game. Kyle Kuzma with a nice 31. Brandon Ingram, 23 points. So the Lakers youngsters in this one actually leading them. And we'll check out our stats. Damian Lillard gave them the work. Shooting very efficiently, but it was not enough. Terrence Ross also had a nice game. CJ, not his best shooting night. So that's probably why we lost. So the Lakers actually end up getting to the finals. They did sweep the Rockets as well in the conference finals. So we'll see if they can win a championship. And they do. DeMarcus Cousins finals MVP. In the draft lottery, we are not going to have a high pick at all. We are going to pick at 28. So we'll make our pick there. With the 28th pick in the draft, we are going to gamble on a Serbian prospect shooting guard. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but he is a raw prospect, so it's a hit or miss usually with these international players. So here is the roster. Damian Lillard has 4 years left on his deal. CJ McCollum in a contract year, so I don't know if we're going to bring him back, if we're going to trade him. Depends on how we do in the playoffs. And you guys are also going to have a vote in this. So we can either blow it up, build around Damian Lillard, or keep this team as it is. Mostly our success is going to determine what we do. But here is the rotation. And we are going to send Killian Tilly to the G League. And we're also going to check out. They actually hired Mike D'Antoni. So I did not hire him. The CPU did. But we are going to keep him because I do like the fit for Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum. Here at the All-Star break, still no big injuries, which is kind of surprising because we usually have a lot of injuries, but Dame Lillard again on the All-Star team. And at the trade deadline, we're going to check out how we're doing. We are 29-24, currently the 7th seed in the playoffs, but that's not where we want to be. We want to get back into the top 3, so we'll see if we can pull that off in this season. So Steph Curry is going to win the MVP for the season. And Cole Anthony on the Bulls Rookie of the Year, Giannis Defensive Player, and Luke Walton for the Lakers Coach of the Year. We'll check out if Damian Lillard made another team. Looks like he did not, and we're not going to have anyone else on any other teams. But checking out the standings, we did make the playoffs. We were the 4th seed, so we did get up quite a bit from the 7th seed. But we did want a top 3 seed, and we didn't get it. But we will be facing the Utah Jazz. So that's a pretty nice team. They added Julius Randle. Damian Lillard, again, solid numbers. CJ McCollum, been playing down, 17 a game. That's not really that good for CJ. Zach Collins, improving. I do like his numbers. DeAndre Hunter, I also like his numbers as a starter. Here is the Jazz roster. Rudy Gobert is their best player. Donovan Mitchell, Julius Randle is a very nice piece for them. Ricky Rubio, they also have Bol Bol, so that's pretty nice. Let's get right into these playoffs. And game 1, we lose here. Game 2, we are going to tie up the series 1-1. Game 3, we go up 2-1. And the Jazz tie up the series at 2 apiece. Now the Jazz take a 3-2 lead. And can we force a game 7? We do not force a game 7. And we're going to be out of here in the first round with no injuries. So this team is fully healthy. Not able to really do anything. Donovan Mitchell with a very nice playoffs right here in the first round. And CJ McCollum did lead us in scoring in this game, but not what we expect from CJ, especially not in his scoring numbers. And yeah, we're going to be out of here in the first round. So somehow the Magic, who we actually made a trade with, are going to get to the finals, but they're going to get swept by the Warriors. So I'm not sure what we do from this point. We just lost in the first round. We haven't gotten to the conference finals really in forever. So I'm not sure what we do. Do we blow it up? Do we trade everyone? Or do we build around Damian Lillard? Do we trade CJ McCollum? I'm not sure what we do. Dame still has 4 years left on his contract. He's still going to be a really good player up until that last year in his contract. So I'll have a poll and I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can go vote. And if you guys have any comments, then leave them on the comment section. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and make sure to subscribe for some more videos on the road to 300 subscribers.